Test. Let's make a video. Hello, my name is Scott. We're going to make a vertical video. If you know what my channel is, you know what it is. Let's do first. My channel and these videos are a matter of vital public interest. Keep that in mind. Making the world aware of a deviant sexual predator who molested children back in 2006. Her name's Dusty Broadfoot. She lives in Rockwall. She got away with it because she was friends with the district attorney, probably chief of police. District attorney was Galen Ray Sumrow. You can Google him. Chief of police was Carl Osselbrook, Alsabrook. He's now the city manager of Roy City. He's a corrupt motherfucker. Anyway, I've mentioned this on a previous video about May 21st and Dusty that was one of the nights that she invited these high school Rockwall kids over. So I mentioned one bit of audio from the hour and a half from that night. There's 12 total hours from 9 separate nights in 2006. So make no mistake, there's more than the few seconds I'm about to play. But this was right after she sent me to the store to buy her cigarettes at 6 a.m., right around 6 a.m. In fact, I got a screenshot I'm going to show in a second. It's got the exact time on it. I'm not showing video of it because it's hard to kind of keep the nudity out. And even though it may appear, well, you can't even see her face in this, but I'll explain that. It's vital public interest. These are high school students then that she's raping. So listen to this. Okay, that is Dusty. It's probably 90 seconds after I walk out of the door to go buy her cigarettes. She leans forward on the bed like that. She has a phone next to her ear. You see her grab the phone. She leans over and she says, "Hello, this is," whatever she says, "I'm ready to suck some cock." Listen again. Okay, now that's only in Audacity, and that is filtered. That's with, you don't really need filter to hear this. It's so obvious. But I did a low pass and a high pass. The high pass I did at 150 hertz, and then the low pass, probably 15,000 hertz. Didn't do anything else. No EQ, no gain, no noise reduction. And that's, to be honest, that is the very, I hadn't thought about this. That is the very first thing I saw in February 2007 when I was sitting at the exact same desk and thought, holy Jesus, what did she just do? She's got a meth pipe with her on the bed there too. That's what I'm going in to look for and clip out because I had got a subpoena for it in February of 2007. So I get to that point, 6 a.m. on May 21st, and I see her lean forward. And I hear her say that. That's the very first thing. I just got to chill. Holy shit. Can't believe that. I would say serendipity, but that's usually implies some sort of endearment. And this is not that. This is rape. That's what my channel is about. Bringing awareness to that. And I'm telling my story, which involves this predator, Dusty Broadfoot, who was Dusty Coursey at that time. She's Rhegan Coursey's mother. Rhegan Coursey's a social media influencer. Rhegan Coursey she wasn't there that night, May 21st, but I mean, I lived in that house. Dusty Broadfoot tricked me into moving out to Rockwall from Dallas to pay for her house. And within 40 hours of me moving in, she has snuck a Rockwall High School student into her house to hold a camcorder and watch us have what I thought was sex. The second any human sneaks any other human into a scenario and doesn't tell the person that they've they're engaging in an intimate act in, that makes it rape. Because the presence of another human without the knowledge of one, it's almost like a two-party consent law on telephone recording that some states have. I can't remember the number now. This may or may not be a perfect analogy. I haven't thought it through, but recording with a camcorder, the camcorder is incidental. If another human is in a room hiding, watching, and one of the people in the bed know about it, but the other one doesn't, that is, in that case, it's rape. Because the person who doesn't know is not fully informed about the materiality of what matters in that den of iniquity. That's what Dusty did. And so she sent me to the store at 6 a.m., you'll see the time code on this screenshot. That's her leaning forward. It's just a still. That's her leaning forward, making the call, she puts a phone to her ear, and she says this. That's her saying, hello, I'm ready to suck some cock. Now, I'm positive about that. I'm ready to suck some cock because 4 or 5 minutes after that, she leans forward and sucks one of them's cock. So any forensic hounds want to play around with that audio, that's filtered, as I said. So, but it's just an example that I've talked about in the past that just shows, hopefully somebody in her circle that she's been lying to for 20 years sees this and says, I do hear somebody. If that's true, if what I'm saying is true, that really came out of her mouth when she leans forward and then she starts talking. I don't know. There are already people in the room at that point. That's why I say up to 5, because the second I close the door, there's a conversation. There's two different male voices that say something first. I've already, I've got a log of all this. So I don't mean to imply that that's the only thing going on that night or within those few minutes on that night. No. The garage door is making this squeaky noise coming down. You hear the regular, whatever the normal human door shut. Those are going on at the same time. You hear the human door shut. Guy says what he says. I know what he says. And then another guy says, bueno. Then about 45, 60 seconds later, she leans forward and says that into a phone. So anyone in her circle who she's been lying to for 20 years? Yeah, no. She's Patrick Bateman. She's worse than Epstein. You see how she's, I think there's I didn't cover up her legs or anything. You see what she's doing there. It's the kinky stuff, and you can imagine what comes along with that. That's what she tricked me into doing in front of these high school kids, because she's a bully. She was 28 years old. That's May 21st. I think that's around her birthday. She would have been 28. She had 2 kids, Rhegan Coursey, the Elvis Presley of social media influencers, and Preston Coursey. That's what their mom was doing, raping high school students and a 40-year-old adult male. Because 30 minutes before then, the act that qualifies for first-degree sexual assault happens while they're also there. All right. Thanks for watching.